Hello and welcome to the Law and Constitution Dialogue, the third edition. Joining me on the telecast is Tehseen Poonawalla right now. Tehseen, thank you so much for being with us on this podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to speak to you on TV and now here on the podcast.
Thank you
so
so
thank
much.
you.
The appreciation is mutual. It's always fun to have you. A lot of insightful discussions that we have and exchange of ideas. I'm going to start my conversation with the winter session of the Parliament. A lot has been happening. Just now, the Rajya Sabha was adjourned. Now, the opposition leaders, which have been led by the Congress, who have come out holding a press conference, they're speaking about how they are not allowed to put their point across in the Parliament, and they have raised a no confidence motion against the Rajya Sabha chairperson Jagdeep Dhankar. What do you view? How do you view this?
So while Delhi is heading towards freezing, temperatures in the Parliament is rising and the mercury is rising in Parliament. But you know what? Once you're the chairperson of the Rajya Sabha, you don't belong to any political party. Your job is to not just be neutral, seem to be neutral. And I think the opposition wants to raise a lot of issues. I think a lot of issues are relevant for our nation at this time. And it is important that the government addresses us, we the people, through Parliament. It is unfortunate that the chairperson of Rajya Sabha, if the opposition's lost confidence, I think it is unfortunate. And it is the important point that the chairperson should go a step further and enhance that confidence in the members of the opposition. Remember what Sushma ji and Arun Jaitley ji would always say. They would say the house belongs to the opposition, but it is the duty of the government to run the house. The house does belong to the opposition.
Right. Interesting analysis that you made, and also bringing about an analogy of how the house used to operate, especially during Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time. And of course, we had P.V. Narasimha Rao, we had Indira Gandhi, and those seem to be different times as compared to what is happening on the floor of the house, that we see the ruckus, the chaos, and many more such things. And another point when it comes to the important landmark development, at least in the career of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, and from the Congress, is going to be that she's likely to make her debut speech in the Parliament. And
I hope she does.
What's expected?
I hope she does. She's a fantastic orator. What's important is not just English, but her Hindi is immaculate. She expresses herself beautifully in Hindi. She's often very polite but sharp. Strongly opinionated yet forceful, yet without bordering on being disrespectful. And I think the country needs a very strong opposition voice. And why not a woman? Women always make better politicians and better leaders than we men. So why not more power to women? I think the country, the nation, irrespective of what side of the boundary you are looking forward to hearing her speak. And I hope she speaks.
Do you think she comes across as a very organic leader? It was natural for her to fit into the shoes of then getting into active politics. And what does the future hold for Priyanka Gandhi Vadra?
I think there are two aspects to this. Is she organic and natural? Yes. And let me tell you a quick story that the late Captain Satish Sharma told me. He was losing his elections when Rajiv ji had passed away, and a young teenager, Priyanka Gandhi, was in the constituency, and she campaigned for him, and she gave that famous speech where she said, "Look, Satish Sharma ji is with us. Arun Nehru ji is backstabbed my late father. You all cannot support him." And Arun Nehru ji lost the election, and it turned around. It was Priyanka Gandhi who turned that election around. We know she's been working in Raebareli, Amethi. We also know she delivered Himachal and Karnataka for the Congress, and she's supremely popular in Telangana. States that Congress are winning, she has a charm, a mass appeal. And like I said, what does the future hold? I think the world will be a better place if we have more women leaders. We the men have made too many mess. We should let women do a slightly better. Women are better anchors, they're better journalists, they're better judges, they're better politicians. I think women, it's their time now. So women should be in the front.
Okay, I'll also take that as a compliment for
me.
It
is. It's true. It's true. Have you seen the men anchors all on testosterone? Ironical coming from me, I'm wearing a muscle t-shirt. But all on testosterone shouting.
No, and of course, we need cogent conversation, constructive conversation, instead of having these mudslinging matches, which are so tired of.
And I have the privilege of coming on your show many a times, and I'm very critical of the government. And you give me that space. You ask well-read questions, and I'm saying this as a generality, how many of our male anchors actually even read about the topic? And I think that shows the effort women put in naturally as opposed to us men. So I think that's I'm one for that.
Okay, on that note, I'm also going to ask about your perception of the things that are being discussed in the parliament today. And do you think parliamentarians are going in the right direction when
No.
they raise the issues?
No. Both the opposition and the government, and that is the unfortunate reality today facing our democracy. We are the greatest nation in the world, and we have a parliamentary democracy. And parliament is a forum to raise important issues to address the nation. The government wants to run away from a debate because there's a lot the government can be held accountable to. But the opposition is also raising issues that are not relevant to the common man. Should the industrialists be debated, for example? Yes. Institutionally, what's going wrong? Is that the core issue that's affecting the lives of the people of India? No. The core issues that are affecting the lives of the people of India is tax terrorism, is the economy in a downturn, is Bangladesh, what's happening in our neighborhood, is Syria. Remember, India has investments in Syria. Remember, in that neighborhood, Indians are working. Syria, like India, is an ancient culture with historical ties to India. Imagine the government hasn't addressed we the people on Syria, which is an ancient partner of India. What is our plan B in Syria? What is our plan B in Bangladesh? Just look at Bangladesh and look at when these NGO types take over. And NGOs only taken over Bangladesh. Mohammed Yunus Saab. Look at what's happened to Bangladesh. It's collapsed. We need the government to talk, be held accountable. There's tax terrorism going on. Some babus thought 35% GST rate. Can you imagine? This is what you have to hold the government accountable on this. None of us are doing that. The opposition needs to hold the government. The government is happy running away from a debate. The government will run away. So to counter the industrialists, the government has gotten the 90-year-old billionaire. And both of them are discussing issues that are irrelevant to your life or to my life. Our lives matter on tax rates, Bangladesh, Sambal. All
Okay.
of these are issues that matter to us. The pollution. Tell me, we are in Delhi. Has the Honorable Prime Minister chaired a meeting of all states in North India? I'm not blaming BJP states of the pollution issue. There's a cancer pandemic in North India. Are we discussing it? There's a heart attack pandemic in our country. Shouldn't the health minister be chairing a meeting of all health ministries across the length and breadth of the country? Aren't these important issues for we the people? Or is the billionaire 90-year-old or the billionaire in India issues for you and me?
Absolutely. I think you make all those pertinent points, and those ring true for every single citizen of our country. Thanks, Tehseen,
Thank
for
you so
joining
much
me
for
and
having
sharing
me.
your views.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.